Hey, welcome back to another episode of Rhino 101. In this video, we are going to take the curves we drew earlier and start editing them. They might not look like much right now, but with the commands we'll cover today, you'll be able to tweak, trim, extend, and reshape any 2D drawing exactly the way you want. By the end of this one, you'll have full control over your curves, and that's superpower for any designer. So stay with me, let's jump in. So in the previous video we drew this line. I just delete all of them and draw new lines to edit them in this episode. So I just use top. So we're going to go to top view. You can also do it like this. So as you may already know, the first command is connect. You can connect these two lines with this command easily. The other command is fillet. And you can change the radius. So I can change this to 0.5. And you can change join to yes. And just connect these together. The next command is trim. You can trim this with this line. The next command is chamfer. You can chamfer these two. You can change the distance. You can change join to yes, and you can change distances. So first chamfer distance, for example, set this to 0.3, and second chamfer distance to 0.1. So if I chamfer these two, this was the first curve and this is the second curve. So we set our first chamfer distance to 0.3, and this was the first curve that we selected. So this, as you see here, the distance is 0.3 and this distance is 0.1. I can use distance command. I will talk about distance and other analyze commands in next videos, so please make sure to subscribe. For example, you can measure this line by clicking here and here. As you see here, we have 0.1 meters and again 0.3 meters. So the next command is offset. For example, if I select this, and first thing you should change distance. I will change this to 0.25 for example, and I click here. So as you see, you can change the offset orientation. I can offset to this side or to this side. So for example, I pick this side, but we also have other options. You can change your distance again. You can change your corners to, for example, if you set it to round, it will round these corners. So I just prefer sharp. You can test other options by yourself. You can change this to both sides. So as you see, it offsets both to right and to left. And the other important option is cap. You can change it to none or to round. Select none, so it's not going to cap and connect your lines together. So I will just tap escape because I don't want to have both sides option. And I just right click, select my line again, and I will offset without both sides option. So the distance is, as you see here, 0.25. So we also have a split. I want to split this, so I select it and I tap enter, and this is my cutting object. So I select it and press enter. So we have this and this splitted. We also have extend command. So this is going to be my boundary object. I selected it and I press enter, and I want to extend these two curves. So I just click here and click here, but it wants me to specify my end of extension dynamically. So for example, I can change to here or to here. I just select this line as my reference. The next command is CloseCrv. I just trim these two extended lines. I select these again and I trim these extra parts. I will join these curves together, and now I can use CloseCrv command. So it will close and cap this open curve into a closed curve. Next command is fillet corners, and I will select my polycurve and I press enter. So distance is too high. I will change it to 0.5 1 and press enter. As you see, it filleted all corners of my polycurve, and I can join these two again. If you select your curve, as you see, we have these control points, but for example, for a reason you don't want these control points. For example, if you want to change this control point position, it may not be the exact shape you like. So you can just select these control points like this. You can't select it like this because it will select everything, but you just select your curve and you select it this way and you hold shift and you select this two and you will use delete. So for example, you can change your curve like this. And some of these control points are different. So for example, this one is a kink. As you see, it's rectilinear and has an angle. But if you change this one, it is not like the other one. So for example, I will draw another polyline. And the next command is ChangeDegree. As you see, our degree is 1 right now. And if I copy this using Alt key, and if I use extract subcurve, this is a new command. You can select this polycurve and you can select this and this subcurves. And you should change copy option to no, as it is for me right now, and press enter. So I extracted this part from the polycurve. I will delete this part and I draw an arc. I will choose a start point. This is the start of my arc. This is end of my arc. For example, I want it like this, or I can just use fillet. So this is now a polycurve. If I use ChangeDegree for this curve, it tells me degree varies from 1 to 2. So these parts from here and here are degree 1 and this is degree 2. And for example, if I draw an interp curve, you see here we have degree 3. So it will draw a 3rd degree curve for me. And if I use ChangeDegree for this, here we have 3. And if I type 2 and press enter, this is now degree 2 curve. So basically it consists of arcs. For example, we have one arc here, one arc here, and we have one here. I think it's made of 3 arcs. If you use POff or POff, it will disable those control points. And if you use POn, it will enable them again. If you use edit PT on and select this curve and press enter, again we have control points, but these are different from what we have seen before. So we can edit our curve like it's an interp curve again. So I can change this point's position. And if you tap escape and select it again, we have these kind of control points. So you can also change position of these two. I think it's enough for editing curves. So in the next video, we will learn more about making surfaces. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please leave a like and drop your questions in the comments below. And for project collaborations or any help, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. See you in the next one.